Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss Vitalik's return to the Milady PFP, his goals for Ethereum in 2026. Talk about the next wave of Perp DEXs that people may be farming. There's an opportunity out there for you, and some predictions for 2026. Happy New Year's to everyone who is listening. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you're listening over on X on Twitter, drop us a like, comment, bookmark, retweet, push us out in the algorithm. If you're listening on YouTube, drop some comments. Let us know what you're trading today on a pretty green day overall. And if you're on Zora, drop us a comment. Let us know you're out there. We'll be looking at some comments on Zora as well. GM, I'm joined today by Easy. Easy, how you feeling today? How was your New Year?
It was good. How was yours?
It was good. We saw a little Disney on Ice with the little ones. Cousins all got together, went to Philly, saw Disney on Ice, got a nice Pat's cheesesteak afterwards, so that was good.
There you go.
Yeah, really nostalgic for me. I've been getting them since I was like, I don't know, in high school, going up there for cheesesteaks. So big time New Year. Enjoyed that. Pretty low key New Year's Eve celebration, being that I'm a boomer now. I don't really do too much, but good times overall, and good New Year. So hopefully everyone else had a good New Year as well. I'm also happy to be done tax loss harvesting and clicking buttons. How much of that did you have to do?
Not as much as you think. I've been like pretty good about like just nuking losses.
Yeah. I'm somebody who definitely holds like some moon bags or some dust or positions that like just I think are coming back, but who knows? So I cut a lot of positions on New Year's Eve. Added some back that I had hoped for, but mainly just like net cut most of my crypto portfolio in terms of like down the risk curve altcoins.
Yep.
So I think I booked like 48K worth of long and short term losses in December.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's going to help a little bit on the tax bill coming up next year. So what have you been up to in the crypto market? Are you basically just like diving deep into prediction markets? Have you looked at anything on the crypto side lately?
The crypto side, some stuff. I've been spending a little bit more time just trying to be like active while people are kind of like writing off a lot of stuff. It's been interesting to see memes start to catch a bit again. I don't know what that's coming from, but we've been seeing some level of it, you know? So I'm like, okay, this is more interesting to me to see like what might happen here. Obviously White Whale doing what it did was pretty wild to see. I think we both paper handed that.
Yeah, I sold 2.5.
I sold at 8 from 2, so I was like fine with a 4x, but I mean I would have been much happier with like a fucking 35x.
So you held it into this second pump, or did you sell it? Yeah, you had to have held it into the second pump, right?
But no, sorry. So I sold it into the first one. It must have been 5 mil then.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I had like an auto sell.
7.4. Yeah, I went from 1.5 to 2.5, and I was like, all right, 60% gain in the meme coins that are dead. Like, I love this.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. This is great. Awesome. Sure enough, it was the wrong fucking thing. The wrong thing to do.
Always, this is like one of the times where holding the dust makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Is this just supply control with this? Like, what is like the outlook for like this meme coin?
I don't know. That's it. Like, I really don't know. I have no idea what like the path is. They own 40% of the supply. He posted a pretty long post about how like, yeah, so we did this and we might eventually let some like leak out into the market, but nothing guaranteed just yet. And I was like, okay, interesting.
Market. That just means they're selling.
Yeah.
Might let some leak out into the market.
It's like, okay, so you're going to sell at some point.
Interesting. Yeah, so like basically he just started acquiring this like continuously, right? And then we'll see. We will see on the White Whale side. I'm not jumping into this now. I think it's way overbought. But, you know, I could have said that 20, 30, 40, 50 as well. And those people still made a bit. But it's great to see meme coins are moving in the market. looking at like volume on trading meme coins, even derivatives like Black Whale, 1.6 mil, which is like interesting.
I mean, once you start seeing the 45 derivatives, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, something here is interesting. Yeah, I started looking at some meme coins the last couple weeks as well. A couple like quick flips, but nothing like crazy. But I do feel like there's something here, and it's something to pay attention to. So fire up your trench telegrams, get in your meme coin scanners, and just reacquaint yourself in case you there could be something like bubbling up here. But I don't think it's time to full port meme coins again. But it is.
I would not full port memes here.
I think it's something to just pay attention to. And on that side, like if meme coins are coming back, what do we think about Pump as a? I'm
like kind of tempted. I don't hate Pump here.
It ran overnight. I was looking at it last night, early this morning, and I think it ran like 14%. It was one of the top, like the leading top 100 coins on the day. So this is back over $2 billion. Bottomed out here right around Christmas at 1.7, 2.2. So finding a little bit of a bounce off a potential bottom there. We were looking at like just a little bit below this at the 10-10 wick as like a potential entry. May have missed that, but this is, what are we at? 4x to all-time highs. Does Pump get back there in 2026? Who knows? What do you think? Can Pump hit a new all-time high in 2026?
Oh man, that's a tough question. No. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Pump will hit a new all-time high this year.
What's the scenario? What's the scenario you see with that happening? Just like another like crazy meme coin season, or do you think it's related to streaming?
That's tough.
I don't see how they get a foothold streaming at this point. Like I just can't see it. So I think it has to be meme coins. I think it can hit a new all-time high in 2026 as well. I think I'd be comfortable calling for that. This is what I'm looking at for sure. In the comments,
you don't think it will?
What do you say?
You don't think it will?
I do think it will. I do.
Okay.
Tone World in the comments. Pepe running is much more interesting. I haven't looked at Pepe, but this one also on a daily gainer. We're seeing a lot of this. Like I think people were kind of expecting this to an extent after harvesting, seeing like a relief rally for some of these meme coins, altcoins. Is it sustained or not? I don't know, but you probably could have bought like a handful of alts and done very well off this like couple day bounce.
Yep.
You got what, $4 billion to $5.5 billion on Pepe in 2 days. This one I'm pretty confident I can say Pepe will not hit a new all-time high.
I don't think Pepe will.
So that's an interesting one coming from Tone World and the YouTube comments. We've talked about a bit. I sent the weather report over in the private chat here, Easy. If you want to fire that up and we can dive deeper into some of these stories. Get a little music going for you too.
And today is Friday, January 2nd. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors are up on the day with Bitcoin over 89,000 United States dollars, Ethereum over 3K, Solana at 128, and Hyperliquid at 2450. Over the past 24 hours, Vitalik changed their PFP back to a Milady and gave thoughts about Ethereum in the big 2026, stating that Ethereum needs to do more to meet its own stated goal to build the world computer that serves as a central infrastructure piece of a more free and open internet. Dun, dun, dun. Next up, global treasury yields continue to be volatile as Japan's 2-year yield hit a new high. U.S. Treasury yields also bounced back to September levels after falling as low as 4.5%. And finally, Bitwise got 11 crypto ETF filings across the line before the new year, including Aave, Canton, Athena, Hype, Near, and once again, Hype.
Hype twice.
And Zcash. Shout out Zcash. And Uniswap. Shout out Uniswap. And on top of that, Starknet. Shout out Starknet. Oh, and Sweet. And Tau. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always. Easy. I like how you're just leaving out Tron. Everyone but Tron. I refuse to say it. More and more crypto ETFs coming across the line. Love to see it, especially for some of these more down the risk curve alts. All top 100 coins, but it's maybe the first ETF I've seen for Uniswap, potentially. And then maybe for Canton as well. We talked about Canton a little bit on the show, maybe a month or two back. We had Funky on. He was like a regular contributor to the Modern Market, and he talked about Canton and the use case there. That's one that's been interesting to watch. I think that had a little bit of a run over the last week or so. For those unfamiliar, this is basically a privacy blockchain, but it's built with like enterprise business in mind, as opposed to like people looking for like sovereign individuals. This is more targeted towards large funds and things that need to keep market moving transactions like private. This one got as low as like
just open up the Monero chart.
Let's open up Monero. I mean, this thing's up and to the right.
I love it, man. This was the one. This was the one. I said I liked Monero. I said I liked it.
Basically, when Zcash came out and this cratered, right?
Yeah.
Early fall.
I was like, I think Monero's going to catch a bid. Just like, it just felt good. It's one of those things where you just have a feeling. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, if Zcash is going to be this big push, like Monero realistically should also catch a bid. And it did. So like, that was pretty cool.
Zcash is looking good too here, as long as they can hold here.
Yeah.
Form another higher low.
That's the hope.
You want to hold Zcash or Monero right now going into 2026?
Ooh, Zcash or Monero right now. Ooh.
Let me look at let's look at XMR over Zcash. See what we get.
I'd probably hold XMR.
So this is the ratio. This isn't right. Just trying to get too fancy with it. Sorry. XMR over.
You want to see the ratio of XMR to Zcash or whatever?
Yeah. Hold on.
You can just do XMR / Zach.
There we go. Yeah. So we saw the big run of Zcash September into October here, where the value of XMR to Zcash dropped, and it's been basically flat since then. Both have been up to the right. So, I mean, basically trading on par with each other with like the privacy meta overall. So, you think XMR can? If XMR breaks back up towards these levels, you're going to see a big.
I mean, at one point XMR was 8x Zcash, right?
Right.
So that's a 10x comparable.
Yeah, interesting. Crypto Twitter. With Zcash having room to grow outside of CT. Are we early on Zcash still is the question, even though like it seems we're not, because like everyone's talking about it, but like CT is a smaller bubble of the larger investment community. So I think you can make an argument either way, XMR versus Zcash. I think I take the other side of that for 2026. I think I take Zcash right now over XMR.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll disagree with you on that 2026 prediction. We saw Vitalik change his PFP back, and he's saying this is actually a pretty good post to read. Basically, like his goals, like none of this is like really like price like focused. It's all like tech and like basically like Ethereum like philosophy based. So like, what do we want Ethereum to be? Blah blah blah. He's saying we're not chasing the next winning meta, whether that's tokenized dollars, political meme coins, to fill up block space. They essentially want Ethereum to be more than that. Basically to have apps that like live forever through different regime changes, through developers rugging, etc., where like applications are built on Ethereum, and then you know what they are for eternity, essentially. Talks about a lot of this. Basically, wants scalability, wants more ZK proof adoption, development, and is basically pushing for all this in 2026. Ethereum had some bright moments of outperformance this year, mainly being the DAT craze we saw with Tom Lee and Bitmine. It's held steady around this 3K level since 1010. Another prediction for 2026. Do we finally get 5K Ethereum in 2026?
No.
I think we do.
You think we see 5K ETH?
I think we see 5K ETH in 2026.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I think we can see it. I think that we continue to see adoption grow. I think that there is this kind of institutional bid. The one thing I'm concerned about that I'll flag is Bitmine is probably going to hit 5% of the ETH supply in 2026. And I think them hitting the 5% of the ETH supply is kind of bearish, because that's like the sell the news event. Like they're no longer acquiring, or at least based on their stated goals, would no longer be acquiring Ethereum at that price, or at that level of holdings. So concerns there, but I do think that we see Ethereum hit 5K in 2026. I think we see altcoin outperformance in 2026. We see ICOs, and I think a lot of the ICOs are going to take place on EVM and Ethereum. So that's my prediction for ETH for 2026. We have a question in the YouTube comments here for a prediction for 2026. Tristan says, Raymond, the question everyone is asking is the bottom in for Ordinals. Easy. It's the bottom in for Ordinals.
No, there is no bottom.
We are below 0.01 Bitcoin on Bitcoin puppets. Node monkeys are at 0.02 Bitcoin.
What kind of question is that? Like,
what kind
what
of is that? Taproot wizards are down to 0.07 Bitcoin. If you sold a Bitcoin puppet at the top, you could have held your Bitcoin and bought 10 Taproot wizards, I think would be the math on that one. There's some wild speculation on Ordinals that happened, and these have been down only. Here's the Bitcoin puppets chart. I mean, this thing is just wow.
What? I'm like just flabbergasted at that comment.
Is there a bottom?
What are we talking about right now, dude?
So look at the listings and the price just converging. Listings going up infinitely, price going down infinitely. And not
I'm absolutely flabbergasted right now, right? What? What are we doing here?
Do we see an Ordinals collection over with a floor over a quarter Bitcoin this year? Consistently has to hold it. So the closest thing would be Taproot Wizards doing a 4 to 5x.
I think Feet Picks NFTs make a comeback before Ordinals. What, dude? What are we doing here?
English NFT. I tax loss harvested my OMB. Only paid 2.29 Bitcoin to mint.
Think about that.
0.29 Bitcoin mint. Yeah, there was some wild speculation going on in Ordinals. Yeah, I don't think Ordinals come back either. I'm going to agree with you on that prediction. Oh, man. That is a tough one. I want to talk about Perp DEXs coming up. We've seen Hyperliquid kind of lead the way here, crazy airdrop wealth effect, and then everyone else making Perp DEXs basically with the same playbook. Aster, lighter, also profitable, also good. It feels like we're riding down that roller coaster of diminishing returns, but there are some other perp dexes out there that I've been looking at that I'm debating on getting in to an extent, or at least like judging if it's worth it trading on those versus trading on Hyperliquid. Some I've looked at are Ostium Labs. This received, I think, a $20 million funding round in December. Perps on stocks, commodities, FX, and crypto. One I'm watching there. I'm watching Extended. This is built by some of the Revolut team. Another one that I'm interested in. This one's been out for a bit though, since April. So maybe a bit late here, but I haven't seen much on the timeline. So I'll be checking out Extended. I'm also looking at Variational. Another one. This one's a little bit newer than Extended. So taking a look here is it's not quite as diluted potentially. But I think that looking at perp dexes overall, there's going to be new dexes that jump up in volume in TVL because people are farming and there's mercenary capital. Question for you, Easy. Do you predict that I will make money doing this perp dex farming in 2026?
No.
Yeah, we see Extended already has $741 million worth of volume. That one's been around since early. You talk about perp dexes, you say Hyperliquid, you say Aster, and look who appears out of nowhere. He gets suited up. It's like the bats that go on up. He's like, you're talking about perp dexes other than Hyperliquid? What is going on right now? Kix, welcome to the show.
I'm the ghost of Hyperliquid's past.
How you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. I was just talking to good old P.O.
Nice. About MicroStrategy?
Actually not, surprisingly.
Oh.
I know. Shocker.
We
didn't mention either of those. I was just getting his perspective on some life advice things. Also,
can you share it? We can help you.
And I'm surprised you guys didn't ask about this. We talked about like, chicken and like where to get good chicken that's not soy fed, Why
don't you just have your own?
HOA policies probably.
Yeah, but ignore them.
That's an option.
If a daycare can raise $47 million from the governor of Minnesota, I think that you have the ability to have 10 to 12 chickens in your backyard.
Fuck yeah, I love that perspective. It's kind of like, hey, if you guys want chaos out there, let's fucking see some chaos.
Dude, what's the worst that's gonna happen? They're gonna ask you to remove them.
Guess what? Next thing you know, there's a bunch of chicken shit all over their house at one morning. I don't know what happened. I guess chickens.
Yeah, you asked me to remove them, so I put them on your yard. It's not my fault.
I chainsaw his fence down.
Yeah, you build a run that goes from your yard to his.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I got chickens. We're not.
Yeah, you live on like a 15-acre property. You don't even know what your neighbor looks like, much less they're an HOA.
I do. His name is Gary. He's a war vet. Drives a Camaro. Nice guy.
That's a good neighbor to have. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I got some good neighbors. They're real
awesome.
good people. We have a group chat. The whole street does.
That's
crazy.
Awesome.
And there's no HOA. So you can just do things.
That's how life's supposed to be.
New Year's Eve, dude, fireworks all night till 4 a.m.
Let's go.
There's no rules. You can just have a fire in your backyard. You want to buy a donkey and have it walk down the street? You can. No one's going to stop you.
Living the dream. I've got some wooded.
I'm not eating the chickens, no, but they're eggs. Eggs.
My daughter would love you because she doesn't. She's not the biggest fan of farms that kill chickens. She told me she likes farms that get the eggs better.
Yeah, we don't kill the chickens. We don't kill any of the animals here.
Good. I mean, I eat chicken, but you know what I'm saying.
I eat chicken. I had chicken for dinner.
I probably couldn't eat a chicken that I knew in real life though. That'd be tough for me.
All right. So this season of Survivor, they were gifted chickens, and generally they don't do anything. But this year they killed the chickens, plucked them, and ate them. If you're on a show like Survivor, you haven't eaten in weeks. Can you kill a chicken and eat it?
Yeah, I probably would, honestly. Yeah, I've never been hungry like that in my entire life, so I'm sure shit changes when you hit that.
Yeah. I would. tend to think the same thing, but I just can't picture myself like killing a chicken. So
yeah, no, what I would probably do is I would do like, division of labor. So I'd be like, cool, like we need to clean out the shit pot. No one wants to do that. I'll do that while you guys pluck and prep the chicken. You know what I mean? I'll come back when it's on the grill. So what is anyone's least favorite chore around the village? I'll go start doing those.
I love that. I love that that mindset. We were talking about perp dexes right before you hopped on. Do you think it could be profitable farming tokenless perp dexes in 2026, or you think we're too far down the curve of diminishing returns?
Yeah, I never like to do absolutes or like say absolutes. But I mean, if we look at like NFT platforms, right? Yeah, like OpenSea, then you had LooksRare, right? Then you had Blur, right? Meaning that there's like only like so many ones. It's kind of like the meme of like the roller coaster.
Yep.
Having said that, though, if someone comes out with something novel, new, and different, right? Like we could have not seen the Blur to OpenSea yet. If Hyperliquid was OpenSea, maybe the Blur doesn't exist yet, or maybe it's lighter. I don't know. I do also know that there's little downside to farming the perps, if perp dexes, if you want to trade perps anyways, right? So it's kind of like do it if you want to do it. But yeah, I mean, I heard some people got some fat airdrops on lighter, so lighter may have been the Blur, because like Blur season 1 was the cook. That's people made a lot of money doing that. I did hear from a little person on the timeline that some altcoins are pumping, so that does make me feel a little bit better about perp dexes, because they are very tied to people trading alts. I heard Pepe's up nearly 40% on the day.
Yeah, we looked at Pepe. We looked at Pump Fun as well. That's kind of like a beta on meme coins.
Keyboard Monkey said, things go rippy.
Yeah, I'm interested. Is this legitimate, like bullish price action, or is this people reaccumulating after harvesting losses?
Oh my gosh, MetaDAO's at 854. I think this is people. New year, dude. 2026. Shit looks cheap. Why not? It's winter time. There ain't shit going on. You know what's crazy? Fucking 13 days from now, last year, Trump launched this coin. We were in the middle of AI shit. Honestly, on Monday, you should just replay what Monday's thing was last year, and then just like comment on it. Do a reaction video to what the fuck we were doing last year, because I bet it was fucking insane, dude. But yeah, dude, there's always opportunities in the space. I just think some of these things are beaten down so hard, and Bitcoin and Ethereum like still, just despite them. First of all, Bitcoin is getting really tight on the Bollinger Bands, like really, really consolidated. And I mean, this price action is just wild. It's just like sitting in the tightest fucking range possible. Usually that means we go up. You usually don't see like pull downs off of just like really tight price action range, and we have the MACD curl happening. I don't know. I'm still a believer that we get some sort of run up here. But if you look at the monthly on Bitcoin, it's wild. January 1st, we're 3 bars into a bearish cycle. But I've sort of been wondering whether we get what ETH did in April, where in ETH had 3 red bars on the monthly, and then that was the bottom, April 2025, when it was all the way down at 1400. And then it ran up to 4,300, and then it kind of pulls back down. But we got everything sitting at the moving averages. The most boring thing ever would just be Bitcoin, ETH, Solana just don't do shit for the next month. But then that would lead me to believe that we would get some interesting alt opportunities, because even in the bear, people have something that they want to do. So I think there'll still be lots of interesting opportunities to trade.
Apologies for anyone watching on YouTube. I was doing charting while Kix was talking and looking at this, but I had the MetaDAO screen up still.
It's cool. That's a good example of something happening.
I was looking at Ethereum. You can see the different red bars, but Bitcoin, I was looking at when it tightened on the daily, and we had some troubles last couple times. It tightened on the daily.
Yeah, it's not necessary. But I mean, look at how tight it is compared to find the next period where it was that tight.
I think it was right here, July, right?
Oh yeah, that was a big pinch, wasn't it?
Yeah, big pinch here in July, and we went down.
And same kind of price action where it's just ranging.
Yeah, so that's concerning.
Yeah, it could. I mean, honestly, it could fucking go down further.
But we did pinch a couple on the way up.
It could sit in your red range. You'd probably want to go to like 2023 to see a nice like bullish pinch, like down, yeah, like over there.
Yeah, like here, you're like pinched for a while.
Yeah,
look how long we pinched here. This is from November to the new year, essentially the same time period.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this price action here. Enhance.
Yeah,
so we are ranging between 18K Bitcoin and essentially 16K Bitcoin for 2 months.
The nice thing is that was at 16K. It's a little different to like have that level of conviction at 89 that it's going up, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, we could just chill in your red range until our eyes bleed.
Yeah, I think that's something that could be concerning. The play has been like short the top of this range and long the bottom of it. And it's getting even tighter. Like we're not even hitting those anymore because I think people have like realized that it's like whenever we get to this midpoint, essentially, it's getting
they kind of extracted all the volatility.
Yeah.
So all the vol traders kind of got extracted or extracted, and now it's just quiet on the Western Front.
And this is like holidays too. I mean, this starting December 20th through now.
Yeah, and most people are like have kids out of school and stuff like that. Like the new year really starts January 5th. That's when like people are back in the office.
We've been doing predictions on the show. Let's do a prediction here on Bitcoin. What happens first for Bitcoin? New all-time high or 50K?
I love that. I think that's literally a Polymarket too. I don't think we got a 50K. So I would take.
Do we hit either this year?
New all-time highs, one something. I don't know. Like it. Fuck, predicting the future is hard, man. Shit.
Yeah, if you could do it consistently, we'd all be rich.
You know what I'm more interested in? Do you think gold or Bitcoin outperforms in 2026, just on a pure percentage basis from where they started January 1st?
I think like end of year. I'm not so
yeah. End of year, annual return.
I think Bitcoin outperforms.
Nice. Gold.
I'm not super confident about it.
Yeah, gold had 60% year. And Bitcoin was maybe slightly down.
Here's the gold Bitcoin on the monthly.
The Tone World says gold outperforms.
Let's go weekly and look at last year. So starting in January of 2025, I mean, clear outperformance. We peaked in April. Gold outperformed till April. Bitcoin battled back until August, and then up only for gold. What's the low for this chart? I guess I should be looking at the other way.
Yeah, but I'd probably take Eli, not Eli, that's my brother's name, Easy's his love for iron condors, and say that Bitcoin doesn't hit 150 or 130 this year.
This 0.025 mark has been a pretty consistent bottom for the ratio of gold to Bitcoin. So there's a lot of room between that mark and here. That'd be a 50% drawdown on the ratio to get back down to local bottom. I think there's room for it to happen. We'll see. I think there's a lot of narratives that could push Bitcoin either way this year. My prediction, though, is I think we see 50K before we see all-time highs on Bitcoin.
50K before we see all-time highs.
Yep.
Well, then you definitely don't want to long it right now.
No, I'm not longing Bitcoin right now. I'm DCAing via my Gemini credit card.
Hey, I mean, this is what I was talking to someone and they're like, which is better, gold or Bitcoin? I said, if the world goes to shit and the internet goes down, gold. So if you're betting, if that's like the future you're betting on, that kind of like shit going down, gold. But if you think the internet stays up, Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's that absolute. I think there's issues that could hurt Bitcoin price action short term.
What
Like
you're a big quantum guy, huh? Define quantum.
Quantum of the quantum realm.
Thanos. Your Bitcoin is mine.
No, it's going to increase compute power to be able to break the encryption keys, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's just a lot of issues that could push narrative. I think Bitcoin solves it, but I think there's narrative issues that could affect price, especially for people who don't understand. And I think a lot of the people who bought Bitcoin over the last 12 to 24 months don't understand Bitcoin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's probably fair, man. I just think it's, yeah, I'm with you. But I prefer Bitcoin over gold if you're buying it for what you're buying it for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're buying and holding it, like you're looking at it as a long-term store of value and inflation debasement hedge, I agree. If you're trading it, I don't know if I'm trading Bitcoin here on like trading on leverage is kind of like where I'm saying.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I'd rather long turbo, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Bitcoin continues to go, up and to the right forever, but I think it could deviate where you do have like crazy volatility before like it get
Mm-hmm. Totally. You got to have cash on the sideline for opportunities like that.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Ray.
From retirement accounts, all that kind of like adds to its floor strength, but I think that there still are like definitely issues that could happen with Bitcoin. Let's see what else we got to talk about today. I saw an interesting post from Andy on X, basically saying crypto is entering the practicality era and that things are changing. I'm just going to read this because I think it's useful. It's pretty short. Crypto cards are exploding in growth. We talk about them on the show, Gemini Card, etc. There's less demand for new token launches without product market fit. Institutional capital has longer time horizons. Trenches are mostly cooked. DAOs as legal arbitrage are being broken down. Increasing focus on revenue and sustainability, token performance dispersion, decentralization for the sake of it is changing. Issuance and inflation on proof-of-stake network is being adjusted. Airdrops are increasingly commoditized. Teams are being forced to achieve product market fit. Apps are in the limelight. Marketing is breaking through traditional mediums rather than just CT. Unsexy stuff such as payments, stable coins, RWAs are achieving bigger outcomes. Neo finance is happening on chain. This is a very, very positive development for all of us.
I love Coop's comment.
Where is he?
This is the first comment.
Oh, I missed it. Boring. Yeah.
Gay.
honestly, like my eyes glazed over reading that. Like it is so boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is like the future that we've been like talking about, like from ideals for years since last cycle. We're like, this is what's gonna happen, and then it happens. We're all like, this sucks.
Totally though. I'd say the one point that I would highlight and talk about is trenches are mostly cooked. And I would say that that's just the thing that always happens, right? Like if you pulled someone in October of 2022 or November of 2022, they would say the exact same kind of thing, right?
Just about
I think
NFTs, right?
Yeah, there'll always be trench wild degen on-chain stuff, right? But it just like anything, it happens in phases and cycles, right? And like we're in the unwind phase and cycle. But it's like a phoenix. It means that, it's going to die. And then next thing you know, you're trading ordinals on spreadsheets in February of this year.
Yeah, whatever you can be trading on spreadsheets this year in the next couple months, like start trading it.
Yeah. Spreadsheets are bullish.
Yeah, like if someone asks you if you want to buy a share of Easy's chicken production on a spreadsheet, full port it.
Yeah. I'd say 2024 and 2025 were the year of the bonding curve. And so whatever the trenches evolve into next will not be on a bonding curve, just based on the nature of like, it's never the same thing, right?
Yeah.
2021 was NFTs.
Well, NFTs are kind of like on bonding curves too. Like weren't there multiple NFTs that were minting on bonding curves? Like hash masks, wasn't that one?
Yeah, way back in January 2021, people stopped doing it because it was retarded. Right. And then Friend Tech brought it back, right, in 2023. And then people kind of took that model and, Pump Fund was the one that applied it to launch pads. And then now like everything that's not like an ICO token, right, is for the most part launching on these bonding curve models. So I would say whatever the new trenches is going to be, likely it's, something different. We're just gambling on Pokemon cards or something.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you on that front. I think that
because the game, you always have to change the game, right? Once the game becomes solved, the majority of people stop making money in the games. Like when the game died in NFTs is when you had like botters and all of these advanced tooling coming in, right? That was like not the end, but that was a sign the end's coming, right? Same with like meme coins when like the sniping and the bundling and all of these things got so advanced, right? Now it's like the average Joe, it's really hard for them to compete. So we need a new game, a new on-chain game that has not been solved.
I pulled up the show from last January 2nd. It's a Me, You, and Signal show.
Classic.
And here are the chapters. We have Cookie Token, kicks the strategy with AI coins and Solana, avoiding the Top Shop trap, Nick's investment strategy, Bitcoin price prediction, AMAI launched. No idea what that is.
Strategies on virtuals.
Like that's basically par for the course. Exactly what I would be expecting us talking about last year.
Yeah. Lines up.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. What other things can we project for 2026? There's a list here I have of upcoming TGEs in 2026. Why don't we do like a lightning bullish or bearish on these if I can read them off to you?
Oof. Well, we need context on bullish or bearish, right? Because a lot of these, it's like, are we saying bullish meaning like price go up after it launches, or are we bullish on like it's gonna launch at a high FDV? What are the parameters?
Parameters are maybe I'll just ask the parameter with the question with each one because they're all a little different.
Cool.
Base token, is it a major wealth generation effect on chain?
I'd lean mostly yes.
Easy.
Like maybe not massive, but it's gonna come at a high FDV.
Yes.
And I think people get good airdrops. Yeah.
Are people who farmed abstract happy with their abstract airdrops?
No.
Will the OpenSea airdrop bring back NFT season?
No.
Will Mega ETH be at least 2x over the public price?
Yes.
Is the MetaMask airdrop well received or not well received?
Not well received.
Do Polymarket traders are Polymarket traders happy with their airdrop?
Yes.
And no.
What else do we have here?
This is fun.
Rainbow Wallet airdrop.
Does not happen in 2026.
I think this one's going to be a surprise. Personally, it's going to be a very good airdrop for people who farmed it because not many people farmed it. What else is on here that like I can like come up with something on? Yeet airdrop.
Yeet. Yes.
People will be happy. Very happy.
Happy.
Paradex airdrop. Another airdrop.
Don't even know what that is.
On a another Perp DEX.
No.
Wall chain. Do any of these airdrops for InfoFi platforms,
No.
Zeet and Wall chain, move the needle?
No. What is Aztec? No.
Best wallet airdrop of 2026 between Backpack, MetaMask, Phantom, Rainbow.
What? Elaborate on best.
Most like on-chain wealth generated, like best received. I don't know.
It won't be best received, but I think MetaMask will give out the most money.
I like.
Interesting. What else is on here that's semi-interesting? Easy. Did you farm Katana at some point?
A little bit, not much.
I'd give Katana an award for best name on the list of 40.
That's pretty good, yeah. I'll give Hey Elsa AI the worst name.
There you go. Here's a fun one. Polymarket FDV day one of launch OpenSea above 500 million, above 1 billion,
above 500 mil for sure.
Okay, we're with it on that. Market agrees with you. Above 1 billion.
Yes.
Above 2 billion.
Yes. No.
He said yes, above 2. You can get almost 10-to-1 odds on that. 50-50, it's above 1 billion.
I think it's a top 20 token. Day one.
Excuse me?
Dude, they raised $19 billion.
Doesn't fucking matter, dude. No, guess who else raised $19 million? A bunch of fucking companies we don't talk. Peloton probably raised $19 million.
But dude, the thing is, if they raise 19 bill and they go with their own Oracle instead of UMA, right?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about OpenSea. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was like, yeah, the Polymarket one obviously is over 2 bill. What are we talking about here?
I was like, I don't think OpenSea raised $19 billion.
Easy's clicking so hard while he's like, wait.
When you said Polymarket, I thought you were talking about Polymarket FPV. I was like, yeah. What the fuck are we talking about? No, OpenSea over 500 mil. No, I'm taking the no.
Oh.
I think it goes between 1 and 2.
I thought you were talking Polymarket token. I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
No, that made the bid so good though. Cause like I'm shocked when you're like 2 billion. Yes. But obviously if we're talking about Polymarket, it's like you're like, no shit, dude. It's gonna be a top 20 coin. But when you said top 20 coin, and I think you're talking about OpenSea, I'm like, are you fucking with me right now?
No, that might be a top 2,000 coin.
Oh man.
I mean, dude, the thing is, these tokens for these ecosystems and like NFT market, it's not even an NFT marketplace, it's like a super app now, right?
Yeah.
They've done well pivoting. So I want to give them kudos for that. But they really need to drive interest outside of like just CT. Like that's a really hard part.
Yeah, not easy.
Yeah, so to be over 2, if you're over 2 bill, you're top 40.
I think they land around this 1 bill area.
Yeah, I could see it for sure. What's Magic Eden's token at?
Lower than that. Let me. $87 mil.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I like the flyer on OpenSea under 500.
FDV of 209. Yeah, I think we get closer to 1 at launch. Who knows what happens from there? Any other prediction market stuff that you guys have been looking at? While we're talking about predictions, I look up and Kicks isn't there. What have you been trading on prediction markets?
What have I been trading on prediction markets? Whole bunch of random shit. App store stuff recently. That's the thing. I found one yesterday that was really interesting. Gemini to be the number 2 app on the App Store, free apps.
Number 1?
Number 2. Will Google Gemini be the number 2 free app in the US App Store?
And you think it will?
I took the no. I got in the no at 69 cents yesterday. Because I opened up the App Store. CapCut was way ahead, and then this other app was also on there. So I was like, they need like a pretty big surge. Yeah, Threads was above it. So Google Gemini would need a pretty big kick to get back into second. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, there's 1 day left. I'll take this. Felt good. And then I also took on the paid app, Shadow Rocket, number 1. But Shadow Rocket dipped all the way down to 15 cents because this new app, Habits, got in there. And Shadow Rocket flipped it again. Streaks got in there at number 2. So that happened last night. Yeah, and then it flipped again this morning. So they have to be pretty close. I've been just trying to comb the internet for like better tracking stuff because I'm interested in these markets, and then I'm really interested in the Netflix markets right now because there's a lot of data that you can find actually track a lot of this stuff, like the number 1 and 2 global shows, US based shows, stuff like that. That I'm like, okay, this is very interesting to me. They're fun to trade and like they're very data driven.
I'm only interested in this if I can pull the data some way myself, because if it's out there and you're looking at it, like you have to be trading against other sharps at this point, right?
Well, there's not that much volume. That's the thing. 50K. So it's not a ton of volume. So it's like you can get decent positions on stuff like smaller scale, but we'll see.
You know, this could be interesting for the Kicks strategy on the neg risk, sell the no on the leader for these paid apps. Is this a monthly market?
Weekly
market?
Yeah.
Because I feel like for these, something could come out of nowhere and take it.
Yeah.
And the other on this is very interesting to me.
Yeah, I did the math. There's a little bit of a value spread there.
Are you running something that's like scraping all neg risk markets and like serving you opportunities at this point?
No, but I am shopping around looking for them. The simplest thing, because like, well, yeah, right now is this how the price number 1 paid up? Yeah, they have a free one as well.
Yeah, the free one was
ChatGPT usually.
Yeah, ChatGPT is like the no-brainer.
Yeah, I say free is tougher because I feel like it's going to
an app can launch and just absolutely dominate all of a sudden.
But that works for the other strategy.
Yeah, I don't think it's as much for free because there's like standard apps here that just always do well.
Yeah. But these markets are fun just because they're purely data driven. Like there's not like an insider can't come in, launch an app, and pump their own app. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of nice.
It is. I went back. I want to say like ChatGPT won something like 16 out of the last 18 weeks on the free app. One of the ones that won was Dave's Hot Chicken.
For which?
This free app.
That's really
well.
fun.
Last week, December 26th, it wasn't any of the ones on here.
Last
all
week
resolved. No, I wonder what it was.
Well, they would have added it to the market.
No, they didn't.
No.
I'm very interested to figure out if the API is returning that flat.
Yeah, and the week before that was Gemini because they had the new release with Gemini that people started using it. So that took over 1. And then the week before that was ChatGPT. But I'm like, yeah, these markets are fun. CapCut actually makes sense on the New Year's because you have all the people doing like New Year recap videos and stuff. So that'll end up flipping again next week.
That's interesting.
So it looks like I'm seeing neg risk being flagged in the API call Kicks.
Yeah.
Where you could just sort these markets out and find them.
Yeah,
is this so? How's it work? Are there some that support neg risk but not complete negative risk?
I've never seen it, but I guess it's possible.
Users who convert will receive yes shares and any outcomes added in the future. So that's like the other. Like if that is also there, you get the other. If it's not there, you wouldn't get the other.
Yeah. But I think almost everyone that I've seen has both.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you only want to do the other play if basically you don't like two of the options and you can sell two of the options. Else it's just better to take the no on ChatGPT. Because a no includes the other, all other.
So the most profitable, you get more profitable the lower the no price goes on the leader. You can acquire more shares cheaper, right?
Yes.
So,
but you only want to you would only want to convert if like my point is like you'd only want to do the convert if like let's say ChatGPT was at 85 and CapCut was at 10, right? Because then taking the no on ChatGPT isn't also a no on CapCut,
right?
So like if you took the no on ChatGPT and CapCut win, you would lose, right? So like if ChatGPT was at 85 and CapCut was at 10, you would buy no on ChatGPT, convert, get yes on all others, sell CapCut, and then you would just have the basket of the other positions.
Gotcha. So you're looking at like the ability to sell a second, like you want to see like a second or a third place horse that you could sell to break even on a flyer.
Yeah, exactly. Like there has to be multiple candidates that you don't like. If there's only one candidate you don't like, you just take the no on them. There's no point doing the conversion because you already through the no own the yes on the all other options.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like once again, like if this was a closer race and there was like 3 candidates, then you would do the conversion strategy, sell on the other 2 candidates, and then you would just have a basket of the underdog long shots.
So what are some good like recurring neg risk markets that would be interesting? Like all the price action ones are neg risk, right? But there's no other.
Not necessarily, because you know, like some of them are like above this, above this, above this, and they could all hit. But no,
these are ranges.
Yeah. So that technically,
there's no other here because
it can't be because they include all other options in the negative and the negative 78 and above 96. But yeah, so you could do it here where like if you didn't like 88 to 90 and you didn't like 90 to 92, then you could buy the no on one of those, sell the yes on the other ones, and you would hold the yeses on all the others. Mm-hmm. That's where like the tooling's going to come in, like for Polymarket to make these things better. Is when it's just easier for like a normal person to like execute these kind of theses, because there's 2 ways to do it, right? One is buy the no, convert it, sell the yes on the ones you don't like. The other one is the alternative on this specific market would just be to buy the yes on the ones you did like. But it all comes down to what the order book looks like. Right. A bot can understand the optimal route way
very
easier.
Quickly. Yeah,
exactly. or like
look at the best way to accumulate X, Y, Z position per dollar.
Exactly. Or like a lot of these markets, they all like mean the same thing. So I was watching this Arbot absolutely print at the end of last year, December 31st and 30th on the lighter markets, right? Because there was 2 lighter markets. There was one lighters FDV day 1 after launch, right? Yeah, that one right there. And then there was, wait, this resolved to 0. Very interesting.
Resolved to greater than.
Oh, it's 100. There's just nothing on the order book. Sorry. And then there was another market. Will lighter do an airdrop in 2025? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the tricky thing is this market in the rules, the one you're currently looking at, in the rules, it says this resolves to no if they don't launch by December 31st, 2025. Right. So they were actually perfectly correlated markets. Right. So you could, what this guy was doing was he was taking the yes on above $1 billion, because it was like pretty much guaranteed it was going to be above $1 billion. Right. So he would take the yes on above $1 billion and then he would take the no on airdrop in 2025, right? And like the 1 billion was at like 97 and the no was at 1, and so that's 98. So he was getting a free 2 cents doing it, right? Point being is that there's not just like one market for every predicting thing on Polymarket. There's a bunch of different markets, right? And like these all, there could be multiple markets that are 100% correlated to express an idea, right? And you would think in the future, as a normal user, you would just be able to be like, I want to bet on this, and it would just route you into the most efficient market because they all have different order books. They all have different sizes on their order books,
Right.
etc. Like right now, the reason why these R bots and automated things make so much money is there's so much inefficiencies between these order books, even though they're all correlated, right? So at some time in the future, we'll have a terminal, and you'd be able to say something like, I think OpenSea is going to launch this month, and be at this FDV, and there may be 3 separate markets that allow you to express that bet, and it just routes it the most efficient way, right? It's not going to save you huge amounts, but it could save you 3% per trade, which over a lot of trades is a lot of value saved,
Okay, so let's look at, do we have a MetaMask we'll launch a token by? So this also has to resolve by December 31st of this year.
Yeah, so it's the same setup.
And we have it here. But September 30th, we don't have that December here.
Yeah, they'll probably add it, but it's not here yet.
So you could potentially take like no along with greater than 700 million or something.
Yeah, exactly. You could if an example of this wouldn't be perfectly correlated, but you could take the yes above 700 million, and you could take the no by June 30th, right? And basically what you would get is you would get like an outcome where if they launch after June 30th, you win a lot of money, right? And in one scenario, you lose a little bit. Yeah, there's all sorts of interesting things you can do. Every time I've tried to go through a hedge though on Polymarket, it never really mathematically makes sense.
Right.
It's really like the arbitrages that make sense, right? Where you're like exploiting a mispricing. That's where like the quote unquote free money is. A hedge, you're never getting free money. You're just kind of like creating a matrix of outcomes for you.
Right. Like for this to be an arbitrage, you would need that December 31st option, so that they're directly correlated. And then anytime they stray in price, you can essentially jump in, assuming that like you're viewing the 700 million as like, yes.
Yeah, where you can start doing interesting things is like when MetaMask, it's May 15th, and MetaMask is going to launch their token sometime in the next 2 weeks. So it's going to resolve to a yes on June 30th, right? But it's at 97% or 96%, right? And then you can start doing interesting things with the FTV and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I've actually been trying to basically apply poker ideology to trading prediction markets, and it's been super helpful for me. At just like trading these things better. Like one example is, I do this a lot. I know you do this too, but you'll look at an individual market, right? And if you see smart money on like profitable P&Ls on one side and negative P&Ls on the other side, it like influences you, right? And it's fine for it to influence you, but like just like in poker, you'd be surprised the amount of times the better poker player loses in a hand and the absolute idiot donkey wins, right? So it can influence you, but you can't go under the assumptions that this guy's a net loser. He never wins, right? Because then you'll lose all your money to him when he inevitably just randomly has a good hand, right? Or just simple things like if you're playing low probability hands, you have to know that you have if you're going to the flop with pocket fours, you have to know I lose 80% of the time here, but when I hit a 3 of a kind, that's when I make all of my money, right? And so If
And
you're
the
playing
outsized win of hitting that 3 of a kind makes up for all the times you lose.
exactly. So like if you're going to play these low probability events, first of all, you have to make sure you're playing with pocket fours, right? And then you also have to know that, you're going to lose until you win big. And you got to, strategize around that. But yeah, man, I think prediction markets are going to continue to do very well in 2026. So I'm definitely focusing more time and energy on that. And I think a lot of people out there that like trading crypto, there's all sorts of, or NFTs, there's all sorts of interesting markets. Like I saw new ones come out where it was a floor price of pudgy penguins and CryptoPunks. And so it was like above or below. So it's like they had it like a 75 or 80% chance that pudgy penguins would go below 2 ETH at some point this year. So there's just more fun markets, outside of politics. If you don't give a shit about politics, it looks like that's just because of the spread's absolute AIDS right now.
You can take the no at 70%, the yes at 41%.
Yeah, so you'd want to like place a bid on this, you know what I mean? So you could say like, I'll take the no, flip to the no. I would like, yeah. So you could say like, you could just put a bid in at 40 and you'd probably get a fill, right? And so you'd make 2.5x your money if it doesn't drop below 2. Right. They have a CryptoPunks one as well, which is interesting. It's like below 20 ETH, above 30 ETH, and above 50 ETH, I want to say. So that one as well, it's like a high percentage chance that people think it's going to drop below 20 at some time this year.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And a lot of people shy away from these markets when they see low volume, right? But how prediction markets work is it's low volume, high spreads as the market kind of just like pings around and figures out what the market thinks the price should be, right? And then like the liquidity starts to stack up and then you get lots more volume as a result. But when these markets are early, you can sometimes get way better fills than you will be able to when the market resolves, or sorry, when the market tightens.
It'd be very interesting with this interested with this market to be Cyrus, who's taking on all these loans for NFTs. I think he takes out a decent amount of CryptoPunk loans. This is like a hedge against that, which is super interesting.
Exactly.
Order book stack up here. Looks like a fairly new market too.
Yeah, very new. The thing is, he probably wouldn't be able to get the size in these markets that he would
need.
Yeah. And for him, there's probably like interesting correlations to just the price of ETH on these things. He could probably hedge out portfolios just with, long, short, or option positions on ETH. Because ETH and NFTs are very correlated, right? Like,
do we hit a point this year with AI that we can just like plain text, like get this market advice? Hey,
at that point, there's no edge on the market then.
Hey, Gemini, look at Polymarket, Ethereum price action, and CryptoPunks. What inefficiencies can I exploit here for 0 to no risk? And what positions can I take? Like, do we hit that this year in terms of capability of AI? Because that changes a lot of things in markets overall.
I think smart people that can create good strategies with AI and get AI the data it needs to make smart decisions can definitely do that this year. But I don't think we'll get to a spot where it's everybody, because then
natural language.
Yeah, because then there's just no edge, right? Like if anybody can just fire into a market and get advice, if it's accurate, then it would just reprice the markets.
Right.
But like there could be edges on like coming up with some way, like, if a market resolves, what's the tell me other markets that are correlated to this that could also resolve. Like, basically the whole game of these things, you're trying to find an automated strategy or semi-automated strategy is looking where other people aren't looking. Right. So like if you try to create a neg risk bot, you're setting yourself up to fail because it's a crowded market. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you can find that they have Bitcoin up down markets, if you can find a way to set up a hyperliquid perps account and bid on those markets and hedge out, risk-free via hyperliquid, right? Like that could be an opportunity. I'm just making things up. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to look where other people aren't looking.
Yeah, I wonder how efficient these up-down markets are compared to the order books on perp dexes. Like, do these, like, is there still like emotional inefficiencies here where price pumps and people like pile in FOMOing into these markets more so than like a perp trade would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's good volume on these markets. I have heard of people that have bots doing well on these crypto prediction markets, finding like price mispricings. And I don't even know if they're like hedging out via hyperliquid. They may just be like, they may just have like kind of a expected value thing, right?
Right.
I think the up down marks are the juiciest because it's kind of like a binary option, right? And they swing very volatile. You know, they're very volatile because they're 15 minutes and they refresh every 15 minutes. So you probably get a lot of inefficiencies.
Yeah. I mean, this one's looking like it's pretty much down or pretty much up.
Yeah.
On the day.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of strategies like within this, right? Like, you know, someone could have like a strategy that trades a lot. Someone could have a strategy that only trades when like the market's above 90% or below 10% and is mispriced, you know, and it gets a big volatile move over a couple of minutes and you make it 10x.
Interesting. Dan, we've been going for a while now.
I showed up late. I owed you some time.
Really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, me too. Happy New Year to everybody in the audience. Love you all. You as well, Ray.
Love you too. Thank you all for listening. It's another episode of the show. We do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. You can catch us over on YouTube, on Zora as well, to see what we're talking about